Hello, sir. Welcome
Hello.
to REI Expo 2024. So, my first question to you will be, please tell us how did ground screws journey in the solar sector so far?
Thank you so much, Energetica India, for giving me an opportunity to explain. My name is Prasad. I am a founder of Ground Screw Company. We started manufacturing in India 2 years back, and right now we have commenced moved from our pilot plant to a full-fledged manufacturing setup. We are currently working on around 1 gigawatt scale of projects with companies like Acme, with Mahindra Solar, with Continuum Energy, with Wari, and all of them are doing pilot projects with us. And I'm very sure that very soon we will move to super large scale projects.
Our next question will be, can you highlight ground screws' current product range and the quality standards you adhere to?
Definitely. So ground screw basically is a concrete free foundation system. And जैसे आप the way ground screws are or solar panels are installed from Rajasthan to Chennai to Assam everywhere, India has very diverse soil profile also. So if you see here, there are different type of soils and you have different type of screws for different soils. Like this particular screw goes for very hard soil. That particular screw with a disc which go for clay soil. This particular screw that you see is for marshy land kind of a soil. So what we have to do is first investigate the soil profile and understand the load of the solar panel, and accordingly we decide on what screw is suitable, and that way we deploy. So from a soft soil, black cotton soil to sand in Jaisalmer to a hard rock, we can give ground screw to any type of solar applications, any type of soil.
My next question will be, with MNRE's recent draft amendment proposing the inclusion of solar PV cells under the ALMM by 2026, what are your views on this and how do you see this policy impacting your company?
So this policy is primarily to make sure that proliferation of solar happens, and I think this policy is more towards getting into a hybrid technology, meaning it is not just generating power and selling it, but it is also about reducing the peak generation and flattening the curve. And I think it's a great initiative that will help our grid to stabilize, and our infrastructure will become more robust.
Okay, our next question will be, what technologies or innovation is ground screw planning to showcase at this year's REI Expo? And how do you see the emerging technologies shaping the future of the solar industry?
Very good question. See, what happens is, if you look at solar today, ground solar today, practically everything is manufactured at the factory and it is tested and it is reliable to last for 25-30 years, except for foundation. Foundation is the only activity where you do a lot of things locally with the help of or by non-skilled people. It is excavation of the soil, making the concrete at site, and it requires very rigorous quality control process, and at the end of it also you are not very sure of what you end up with. So ground screw is a technology which is concrete free, everything is factory made, and it is tested for 100% of the situations, and it will help industry build extremely reliable, very rapid infrastructure for our solar power plants.
Thank you, sir. And our next question will be, what are the cost implications of using this technology and what are the time implications?
So first let me come to time. If a conventional concrete foundation takes roughly around 15 days to cure, which means that we can lay the foundation and only after 15 days we can install solar mount modules on that. In ground screw you can do that the next day, which means that on an average, if you look at a 200 megawatt kind of a power plant, you will cut down the total time of installation by almost around a month. That is the time implication. If you look at overall life cycle cost, ground screws are cost neutral. And if you look at the salvage value of the ground screw at the end of the project, whenever the project ends, you will have to remove the foundation and destroy it. So removing concrete foundation and making the land good for cultivation again, you'll have to spend a lot of money. Whereas ground screw will fetch you money because it is recyclable. So if you take everything into consideration, life cycle cost of ground screw is lesser than conventional concrete foundation.
Our next question to you will be: how do you view the PM Surya Ghar Yojana, and are there any specific policies or incentives you would like to see from the government to further support the solar industry?
So Surya Ghar Yojana is primarily for small rooftop applications, and the penetration of that will definitely change the profile of energy consumption in our country, which is in India. Uh, I we deal primarily with ground mount solar, so I'm not very much familiar with what kind of impact it will have.
My last question will be: are there any recent partnerships, expansions, or collaborations that you are planning this year?
Yes, we are. In fact, ground screw as a design technology, a technology is available with very few international players. And we are working towards a collaboration, a technology or a knowledge collaboration with Technical University of Munich, Department of Defense Engineering. They have done a lot of work in this field and predicting the behavior and designing of a ground screw is where we are looking at a tie-up with them. But manufacturing will completely remain our own domain, and we have developed enough expertise to do things on our own.
Thank you, sir, so much for taking your time.
Thank you so much.